ハンカチを落とした者はいないか？
ダメダメ、死んでも私のハンカチだと知られてはいけません。
あ、それミーヤ様のものですよ。ミオーナ！私も昨日同じものをお借りしたので間違いありません。
まずいですわ。絶対に声をかけられてはいけないコンビですわ。絶対に。
I think we all knew and could easily predict that Mia was going to run into the two individuals who she did not want to run into, right? Like, we knew she was going to run into them. It wasn't an if, it was a when. And it's because she's been preaching avoidance over and over that we knew that this was going to come to fruition. The way it did it, though, was spectacular. Like, literally, she got bombarded by just good vibes from her maid, because the girl that she didn't want to run into, right, was getting like bullied or sassed on the streets, and her maid was just like, "What are you gonna do, my princess?" And she felt so overcome with the emotion. She's like, "I have to go step in." Then later on, she runs into the prince and gets invited to, be his dance partner. Thankfully, she finds it out. But she drops her handkerchief for another dude, and he ends up, the one that she doesn't want to run into, ends up picking it up for her, but has already taken notice of her, not only from, the changes that she's made prior to coming into the academy and being renowned as the wisdom of the empire, and him not really knowing what kind of person that she would be, kind of like guessing at what her personality would be like. But his first encounter with her in person was her saving one of her loyal subjects, as she calls, and him witnessing that and thinking that she's this grand thing that falls in line with his kind of like, not aspirations, but kind of like his values. It falls in line with his values. So now he really has notice of her, even invited her out. So it's like these two people who were partially to blame for her execution are, A, they're doing a 180, but then B, they're now like going to be her biggest stakeholders. And the reason behind it now is we're getting to see, and I'm gonna say this up front, is if you're long time of the channel, you notice. If you're first time, I hate flashbacks, but the thing I love about Tearmoon Empire so far is the flashbacks that we're getting, and you can kind of see why she got executed. She was a big bitch, and I like how we're getting to see on what her first interaction looked like with the lower noble girl, and how she was just a bully and awful to her and tried to get back at her and caused her life just miserable. And then we get to see her interacting with one of the church girls, or like the maidens or whatever, holy maiden or whatever. And she was always trying to get her attention. But obviously she had bad juju surrounded about her as well too. Be lazy and stuck up and blah, 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 blah. So this lady this girl, I should say, didn't want anything to do with her. But now again, like I said, with the same thing with this other girl, is that she and the prince, she brought in all this good vibes and all these good deeds and this good, like her brand is good coming in. So now she wants to know Princess Mia. So, but we also get to see kind of that back. We got to see that flashback on how she was treated, how she treated her, how she was ignored, how she was looked at with disgust. And now the tables have turned once again. And the Holy Maiden was able to witness what good relationship she has with her maid, which, she has a really good relationship with her maid. And she even referred to her maid as a confidant, not like a worker or something. Somebody she really values, which is all true. Then the last piece is we got to see, 𝐿 and some of her expectations with him asking her out and him basically pretending like she doesn't exist, all this other stuff before. And that kind of got flipped as well, because like I said, he's taking notice of her. So I just love that this show is giving us all the scenes, like in her mind. We get all the memories of her and how she originally acted. And you can kind of see like, yeah, I kind of get why you were... nobody was a fan of you and why you got executed. You're a villainous, but not a good, like, you're awful. I love being able to see all of that. And then we get to see, okay, now here's what she's doing. Episode did end as well too, with her kind of taking the initiative with that second prince. And with the second prince, she was like, that's my dance partner. She basically didn't give him any out, even though he's a flirtatious piece of crap, it seems. So now she has the other guy, Scion, with wanting to be her dance partner. And then she is like saying, bro, this second prince, you're mine, bro. And I love that she interjected herself within that too. So overall, this episode was fire. It was fantastic. I love this show so much. Like, it just exudes charm all over the place. I love the way she's animated, and I don't mean like physically drawn. I mean like the expressions that they've drawn out of her. Like, she's so expressive, and it just adds that little extra flavoring to the show. And then I like how everything she's trying not to do is happening for her regardless, but it's happening in a positive way, not repetitious on her past life, because she's no longer that same piece of crap before. She's this whole new person. So she's not just changing herself, she's changing how people view her based on her deeds and actions and everything else now too. So I just find it so awesome. Like, this show, again, it just exudes, it's just dripping charm everywhere. And the character is so relatable in a way, you know, not relatable in how she acted before, but in somebody getting a second chance, relatable on how you would act now, you know. And I really love that quite a bit. So anyways, that's all my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. And my friends, I'll see you guys next weekend for episode number 4. Bye. Peace out.